My name is Dr. Jen. I'm here to talk about insulin resistance, here to talk about food choices, I'm honestly just wanting to talk about our walking and wellness challenge that we are going to do. We're going to do a 5-day challenge 1st of February, and I'm super, super excited about it. I came on here today specifically to talk about some little details. So, one of the things we're going to do is, number one, if you guys have been on my lives before, you realize I talk about time-based eating. I talk about drinking the yerba mate tea. I talk about the balanced fiber. I talk about how time-based eating can help you induce autophagy in your life, get down insulin resistance, and get down inflammation. Now, in using the time-based eating, just like any lifestyle choice you make, okay? Whether you're going to do the time-based eating with me, whether you're doing like a calorie restricted diet, or you're doing keto, or you're doing carnivore, or whatever it is that you're choosing to do to try to get healthy, the number one thing that you can do for your body is what's called metabolic confusion. What that really is when you are going on the same regime, the same schedule each and every day. You're eating the same food, you're eating at the same time, you're doing the same sort of exercise, and so on and so forth. Your body eventually acclimates to whatever schedule you put it on, the calories you put it on, the food that you put it on, and it gets to the point where it's almost like your body gets bored. It kind of stalls out, it kind of gets stuck. For a lot of women, they'll reach out to me and they'll be stuck on the 1 meal a day thing, and they get stuck on 1 meal a day and they're doing fabulous and they're doing wonderful and they're feeling good, and all of a sudden their weight just kind of plateaus, right? Brianna, good to see you. And all of a sudden they can't make anything work, right? Well, because the problem is doing 1 meal a day long term, anything long term, you get kind of stuck. So like the 1 meal a dayers, what they do is, if they're women, they bottom out their hormones. All right, they're not eating enough to feed the progesterone and estrogen growth that you need at certain parts of the month to build those hormones to keep your cortisol, your stress levels low. Now, for men, Stephen, good to see you. For men, if they're doing the 1 meal a day long term, they will get stuck sometimes because they're not getting enough protein in their life, right? And so we don't want to set ourselves up for sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. And so because of that, you kind of got to focus on protein sometimes and bump up that protein. Maybe take the weekends to bump up your protein, bump up your fiber, get your body able to build more muscle and get your metabolism boosted. So metabolic confusion, honestly, is the key to absolute phenomenal long-term, Amanda, good to see you, long-term success. If you're talking about making a lifestyle change that you can stick with literally forever, for a lifetime, what you want to do, I'm telling you, the time-based eating, skipping the breakfast, pushing back the first meal of the day. Thank you so much, Tracy. It's phenomenal. It feels good. It raises your ketones. You increase that GLP with the tea. You have wonderful energy. You do phenomenal. But every once in a while, you have to change it up. You got to do something different. You can do a long time-based eating pattern, like go 72 hours just drinking water and tea. You can do, which is actually way easier than you think it is, because I've done it now. So I can say that, right? With confidence. And you guys, can I just tell you, 2 years ago, I was a totally different person. There's no way I could have skipped breakfast, let alone gone 72 hours drinking water. There is absolutely, positively no way, and now it's easy. That's what fixing your gut microbiome does for you guys. That is what it does. It's amazing. The science is just beautiful. I'm a science nerd. As a pharmacist, let me tell you, I absolutely love it. Edward, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today, guys. So when I want to talk about metabolic confusion, I want to talk about my time-based eaters. So if you're on here and you're doing the 16 and 8, and you're doing the time-based eating, and you're ready to change it up and do something a little different, all right? Do a little metabolism boost. Do something a little different for your body. I want you to join me in February for the Walking and Wellness Challenge. It's all over my TikTok. I'm going to be continuing to put videos on here for the next couple of days, just throwing up videos and videos and videos. So what we're doing is we are drinking the daily recommended quantity of water as recommended per Mayo Clinic, right? Which is over 2 liters of water for women. It's like 2.7 liters. And over 3 liters of water for men, okay? So we're gonna make sure we're getting in the full amount of daily recommended water. Why? 75% of Americans are dehydrated. You start bumping up your water game. You will help as well with your metabolism, with your energy, feeling fuller longer. Water is the key to success in everything, guys. We need more water in our lives. Most Americans are not getting it. So for 5 days, we are really going to be pushing the water. What does this mean to you? It might mean you have to set a little alarm on your phone. And every hour when something goes off, you're like, uh-oh, take a couple more sips. I got to get that water in today, right? A chug or two here or there, drinking some tea here and there, making sure that you're getting all that beautiful fluid in that you need. Number 2, we're going to be walking. We're going to be walking for the first hour right away in the morning. So normally for my time-based eating crew, I recommend walking after meals. Now, why do we usually walk after meals? Is because we want to burn off the sugar and the carbs in our bloodstream. We've eaten meals, and now we want to burn off that energy, right? We want to use that energy for fuel that's in our bloodstream. Because if we use that energy that's already in our bloodstream, guess what? It doesn't get stored in the FAT later to be used. It's not plumping up the tummy area. Instead, we're going to burn it off, right? That's what we want to do, and that's what we typically do for our time-based eating, but we're changing it up. We're going to change it up. We're going to do some metabolic confusion here. We're going to change what we're doing with the metabolism. So for 5 days, I'm going to be walking in the morning, all right? The schedule is all on TikTok. If you want to join us. It's free. You get a tiny little alert to your phone that says walk today, basically, and that's all it is, all right? We're going to walk first thing in the morning. So what are the benefits of walking before your first meal of the day versus after your meal? So when you're walking after a meal, what you are doing is burning off the sugar in your bloodstream, right? So it doesn't get stored as excess fuel, plumping you up. Now, when we walk in the morning, what are we doing? When we're walking in the morning, our sugar and insulin level is already at baseline. So we don't need to burn off sugar that's in the bloodstream. So what are we doing? Well, we're increasing the amount of energy that our body needs. So for that 1 hour, we are putting on some muscles, putting on some strength, right? But we are, most importantly, we are requiring extra energy, our body to come up with extra energy for that hour and for about 45 minutes after, just so you know. That continues after you're done walking. So for that 1 hour, because we're going to be needing an energy source and because we haven't eaten, so our blood sugar is not up, this is going to be your energy source. So we are going to eat our love handles for breakfast by walking. We're going to expedite using this for fuel. With this challenge, we're going to be increasing the energy we need, using more of the FAT for fuel. We're going to be drinking our tea. If you're one of my tea girls, drink your tea while you're doing this, increasing oxygen to the muscle, helping you put on even more muscle mass, as well as using this energy source. So you have the tea, you have walking, and you're in the fasted state. You guys, this is a banger combination. This is seriously going to be phenomenal for you. I have seen people do a 5-day challenge like this and slim down 5 to 10 lbs. 5 to 10 lbs. I have seen people who have been stuck, plateaued in their weight gain, break that up by completely changing their metabolism with this. There's some really good science behind it. I think this is a real incredible adventure. Honestly, I think doing this for 5 days every single month would be incredible. Something maybe we want to do, team. Let's talk about it going forward. But let's try it. We're going to try it here the first week in February and see how it goes. It's going to be February 3rd through the 7th. We're going to walk every morning for an hour before we eat. We're then going to wait at least 45 to 50 minutes, right? But not too much longer than that. If you're a man, you can wait longer. But for women, what happens is when we do any kind of workout, even though this is just walking, guys, there is a tiny bit of muscle breakdown when you do some exercise, even though this isn't strenuous. So this isn't lifting the big weights, so it's not going to do a lot of that breakdown, but there is going to be some muscle breakdown. So what we want to do is we want to wait about 45, 50 minutes after our walk. And at that point, we will pretty much have used up all of the energy that we're going to use without burning any of the muscle. We don't want to get it into the muscle. We don't want to break down too much muscle. So once we get to the point where we've expended that extra 45, 50 minutes after our walk of where the body is using FAT for fuel, and then it's going to start trying to dig a little bit deeper and go to muscle as a source, that's where we're going to have some protein. So we're going to walk an hour. We're going to wait about 45, 50 minutes. And then we're gonna have about 20 grams or so of protein. This is not normally what I talk about. This is metabolic confusion. This is changing it up, people. This is doing something different. We're gonna start paying attention to how much water we're getting in. We're gonna start taking sips. Every hour on the hour, we're gonna be hydrating all day long. It's gonna help our liver, it's gonna help our kidneys. We're gonna be detoxing, we're gonna be flushing, we're gonna be doing all the good things. So 1 hour walking, protein 45 minutes after, 20 grams. Then throughout the day for the women, they are gonna have 4 protein dense meals throughout the day and a little snack before bed of protein. Notice I said protein. We're gonna have no bread for 5 days. We are gonna have no pasta for 5 days. We are gonna have no cake, no cookies, no dessert for 5 days. For 5 days. We're gonna be pushing the protein. We are going to be pushing the healthy fats. I want you eating an avocado every day. If you wanna eat 2 to 3 a day, that's fine. No avocado restriction. Amazing, healthy fat. We want that to build muscle. Protein, healthy fats, builds muscle. We are talking about building some muscle. We are talking about detoxing. We're talking about flushing out our body. We're talking about getting healthy, guys. We're talking about trying to take down the waistline a little bit with a 5-day challenge, changing it up from our normal routine. I would love to have you join me.